Hola, buenos días, bienvenidos a otra clase de español. Vamos a ver la lección de hoy, pero vamos a repasar algo que ya hemos hecho mucho. Pero antes de empezar con eso, vamos a ver qué nos dice este meme. No quiero ser un nugget. No quiero. Go ahead and tell us in the warm-up exactly what that tells us. Should be interesting. Alright, let us move on. Essential question. So our essential question is, ¿cómo conjugamos? How do we conjugate? Why do we need to conjugate? We've gone over these over and over again, but once again, just like in English, we conjugate, right? So if we want to say run in the present, we say running. In the past, we say ran. And that gives us an idea of what we're talking about, so it doesn't confuse our audience. Standard. Los estudiantes demostrarán su conocimiento en la conjugación de los verbos regulares en el presente con el 100% de exactitud. Wow, that's a lot of stuff, right? So let's break it down. The students will demonstrate their knowledge in conjugation of verbs, of regular verbs in the present tense with 100% of accuracy. All right, so for your DOL, you will do something simple. You're just going to answer questions on Canvas regarding today's lesson. So basically, you're going to be conjugating verbs. Pretty easy stuff. Alright, so let us begin what we're talking about. Before that, hoy es lunes el 19 de octubre. Para empezar, to begin, translate the following. So tell me in Spanish how you would say, what is your name? What is his name? I like to run. She likes to run. So let's go ahead and do those on your notes. Remember, when I grade your notes, I actually look for all the stuff I tell you to put on there, so don't just go ahead, don't just tell me that you know what I'm talking about and it's not on the notes, because I know. Okay, so back to conjugation. We will practice our conjugation in the present tense once again. Do not forget to add the root of a verb, and you must drop the AR, ER, or IR from the end of the infinitive verb. So, for example, correr will drop the ER. Caminar, we will drop the AR. Escribir will drop the IR. Also, do not forget to add the correct ending to the verb. So, for review, for AR verbs, the correct ending for the yo is going to be O. For the tú, it's going to be as, AS. For the usted, él, ella, is going to be A. For the nosotros, it's going to be amos, AMOS. For ustedes, ellos, ellas, it's going to be an, AN. For ER verbs, for the yo is going to be O. For the tú is going to be S. For usted, él, o ella is going to be E. And for nosotros is going to be hemos. And for ustedes, ellos, ellas is going to be N. For the verb ir, for the yo, is going to be O. Tú is going to be S. Usted, él, ella is going to be E. Nosotros is going to be imos. Not sure why they got capitalized, but let me fix that because I don't like the way that looks. Okay. And for ustedes, ellos, ellas is going to be N. EN. Right, so we know that for present tense regular verbs, those are going to be the endings depending if it ends in AR, ER, or IR. Alright, so now let us go ahead and practice some of them. So, practicamos a conjugar los verbos en el presente. So, let's practice conjugating in the present tense. So, we have the verb practicar. So, how do we get the root to that? We take the AR out. Okay, and then it's going to be practi, and we're going to add for the yo and O. Right, for the tú is going to be practicas. For usted, él, ella is going to be practica. For nosotros is going to be practicamos. So we added the amos to it, and for ustedes, ellos, ellas is going to be practican. Pretty simple, right? All right. So now let's try a different verb. Just give me 1 second, please. I wanted to pick a color that's easier to see. So let's figure it out. For vender or practicar, what does that mean? You all remember? It's to practice. Then we have vender. You haven't seen that verb. Vender is to sell, like if you're selling something like a car or whatever, right? So to get our root, we're going to take the ER out, right? So now it's going to be, our root is going to be vend. So we can add a no for yo, and that's going to be vendo. Tú, it's going to be vendes. Usted, el, ella, it's going to be vende. For nosotros, it's going to be vendemos. For ustedes, ellos, ellas is going to be venden. Pretty simple, right? Alright, now for repartir. What do you think repartir means? So we take the IR to get our root. So we have a root of repart. And we add the O. Reparto. Yo reparto. Tú repartes. Usted, él, ella reparte. Nosotros repartimos. Ustedes, ellos, ellas reparten. So all this is review, so I know you guys are so smart that you guys already know this. So I'm just kind of wasting my time telling you again, but I just want to tell you again anyways. Make sure we're all got the same information. So now let me erase all these good stuff so we can move up to the next slide. Alright, so here I have 10 AR verbs, 10 ER verbs, and 10 IR verbs. You're gonna do these ones on your own, just like we did the last ones. So make sure to make your little boxes just so that you don't get confused, right? So if you make your little boxes, that way you always have two. See, I already messed it up. You start with yo, tú, usted, él, ella, nosotros, and ustedes, ellos, and ellas. That way you stay organized. You always get them right? That's why I always tell you to do it this way. It will help you, trust me. But you're gonna do the following verbs. You have comprar, estudiar, caminar, preguntar, arreglar, charlar, pasar, llamar, esperar, necesitar, deber, beber, comprender, correr, comer, suceder, aprender, responder, vender, depender, vivir, existir, ocurrir, recibir, permitir, partir, cumplir, decidir, subir, and sufrir. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and define those words. What do they mean in English? So write all of that on your notes. Write all the conjugations for those 30 verbs and write what they mean. Okay, so this is going to take the majority of your time today. You're going to be working on that. You may want to pause it at this point and take care of those things that I just asked you to do. So that brings us to this last slide. In this slide is very simple. All you got to do is put the correct form of the verb. Right? So let's do this one. tu, and then it tells us depender de tus padres. So tu, what do we add to it? And what do we take out? So we're going to take the ER, so depend is our root, and then we're going to add what? That's right, ES. So tú dependes de tus padres. So go ahead and do that for all of them. Write that on your notes. I'll be looking forward to looking and see what you all got. Now, starting this week, well, starting today, but it's going to go on for the rest of the year, you're going to need a password to get onto the DOL, because I know most of you are not watching my videos. So now you're going to need the password to do your DOL so you can skip directly to it. This one time, I'm putting it at the end, but from here forward, I'm probably going to put one word in every slide so that you guys have to watch every slide. So today's code is correr. It's all, there's no capital letters on it. So C-O-R-R-E-R. Correr. Now it's going to be your password. So go ahead and do your work, have it on your notes, do your DOL, and I will see you virtually tomorrow. I'll be out of the office until Thursday. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Adios.